Here we are, guys, and loading started here being the 26th of January, guys. This is our second batch for those of you who have been following. There's been some delays, guys. This company dropped this chicken here before calling me, of which I had to drive 1 hour to picking up this chick. I think they must have been really stressed right now, but I hope they're gonna be okay. So I am done with loading, and I should be on my way to Limbe. Okay, guys, here we go from Douala to Limbe, Cameroon. You can see I have company right here. This is our second batch of broiler chickens. If you have been following, we did our first batch of 1071, and 3 weeks after, we are going in for our second batch. A total number of 1,550 birds which we purchased. 31 was given for free because it comes 51 in each carton. So we will be having a total of 1,581 birds altogether this second batch. So like I told you guys, you have to endeavor to pick up your day-old chicks very early in the morning if it's possible. Looking at your distance of transportation too, you want to keep in mind that this is a very stressful process, moving them from one place to another. That is why I told you before this time, you must have already prepared your brooder. Make sure everything, your brooder, the litter must have been on the floor 2 to 3 or even 5 days prior to picking up your bird, because you don't want to do with wet litter. Secondly, you want to make sure that your lighting and your heating sources are set up and ready. For me, I'm using electricity, heating bulbs, and charcoal, like we call it here. So another thing, your feed should also be ready. Like I told you, for the feed, because at these preliminary stages of their life, they 1 to 7, they are unable to differentiate feed versus litter, which is the wood shavings. So what I did is I went in for carbon papers. So carbon papers will have to be on top of the wood shavings, and then the feed has to be spreaded all around the room, okay, all around the brooder or the pen, so that they can find feed every corner of the room. Okay, you want to make that very available. Next is their water. Now, because like I told you, it's a stressful process, so you want to make sure that these guys have anti-stress prepared for them. Anti-stress is a medication that really relieves this stress, just like for humans also. Same thing you will do with the birds. So make your anti-stress ready, guys. If you have all these things put in place and you are all good, then you are good to picking up your day-old chicks, and make sure you make it as fast as you can. Welcome to Limbe, guys. We made it. Welcome to Limbe. You can see right there. So here we go, guys. Welcome to Farmer Freak. Thank you for following us this far. Unboxing begins soon. So guys, here we are at Farmer Freak. It was about an hour's drive from Douala to Limbe. And like I told you, this bird had already been down for like an hour before even me getting to Douala, which to me, I think that's too much of a time for waiting, okay? This bird must have been really stressed and suffocated by now. As you can see, that this is our brooder right now. And just like I had been communicating, this preparation has been done prior before picking up your day old. You can see our anti-stress ready, feed well spreaded on those papers because you don't want them to feed from the litter. And then your lighting system, we have our heating bulbs all turned on. That is to make sure that the temperature of the brooder, of the pen, can support this bird, because at this initial stage of their life, they are fighting between temperature, because for now they don't have wings. Okay, so you have to make these things very, very, very available. So we just have to commence unboxing these little princesses, like I always call them, guys. But I got the bad news. Out of 31 cartons, of which we had 51 per carton, we lost almost 1 carton. That is, on arriving to Farmer Freak, on arriving to the farm, we had lost, let me say, 39 birds altogether. This is because they were so hot, they were so suffocated. Before even me getting to Douala, which I had to drive an hour, this bird had already been weighted. Okay, now me picking them and then driving back again another hour. So I think it was too much of a time. You can see from the screen right now, most of them are feeling very, very weak and tired. Now, this is where anti-stress drinks, medication is coming into play. So what I would advise is your transportation. You really have to work on that. For what I have learned, the bigger the numbers, the bigger the issues too. So on day one, just on unboxing, we had lost like 39 to 40 birds, which is not as a result of farm management or farm negligence. It happened on the way. Okay, it's about transportation, which on our next batch, we really need to work on transportation. We really need to work on that to make it as swift and as fast as possible. But it is what it is. Whether you are a specialist on this thing, mortalities are bound to happen. The only thing is we fight to reduce mortality. Now, we fight as much as we can to reduce mortality. So we just have to quickly unbox them, and we have regulated the temperature that is going to support them. For the weak birds, they can find strength to stand on their feet again, and most importantly, after having taken the anti-stress as well. So you can see how the brooder is looking just now. Everywhere is sealed, and we have tested the ventilation. These heating bulbs are turned on, so you can see from the floor, most of them are weak. They can't even walk for the first 5 to 10 minutes. They had to just lie down to rest. That is an issue of transportation, which we are going to improve on our next consignment, on our next order, on our next batch, guys. So we have to support the weaker birds to drink water, to drink the anti-stress. So by this time, we have finished unboxing, and you can see, if you look very keenly, you will see some of them are still lying down because they are very tired, very stressed, suffocated. So we had to move around the brooder, picking them each individually, the weaker ones, to support them to drink from the anti-stress, to drink some water so they can feel relieved. Like you know, we spreaded the food on the carbon papers because most of them, they are difficult, they are unable to differentiate food, feed, and litter. Okay, so by this time, because of the heat in the brooder, they are beginning to gain some strength. They are beginning to gain some strength. Some of them, which we thought we would lose them, but they are up now and working very, very happily. So you can see how the brooder, the room is becoming very busy now. Look at this one right here. You have to keep your eye on your pen, on your brooder. Now, if you see a bird that turns upside down, something like that, or isn't feeling well, what you do is you focus on those birds, help them to drink from the anti-stress or from your medication. Again, separate them from the other flock so that they don't contaminate others, just like I would say. So you can see it is a horrific sight or picture, but I had to show it to you guys. So you can see how suffocated some of them became and they died. We lose like 39 already on arriving to the farm, which it's okay, guys, it's okay. We never experienced this on our first batch. So we are experiencing this now, so it means that we have to improve on our transportation next time. Some of them, they are regaining their strength and they are just jumping around the brooder now. You can see our coal is burning, so the temperature is good for them. The weaker ones, we had to separate them from the other flock so that they can be well taken care of. The brooder is becoming busier now that they have gained some strength and they are eating and drinking. They don't have any other to work. So you can see what we did. We tried to bring them much more closer to the heat sources. That is to make sure that they get well heated. By this time, guys, our guys are good. They are strong. They are strong enough. They are eating. So you want to make sure that you have feed available all around the room, and your waters, your heaters, everything is up and working, functioning very, very well, because these first 2, 3 to 7 days, it is the most delicate period of their life. If we can win the first 3 days, then we are on our way to a very good success. Now, when you see them clustered like this, I don't like seeing them this way. I had to let them go scattered in the brooder. The reason for this is it's telling us one thing, that the temperature isn't that good enough. Okay, when you see them gathered together like that, try to separate them to become active so they can be active in the brooder. They should be eating or drinking. They shouldn't clump together like that. It might help to suffocate others. Now, by the extremes of your walls also, be very vigilant, because they love to go gather at the extremes of this of the room of the brooder, which are it's also not very healthy. Now, when you look very keenly, they gather most where there is heat. Okay, you can see them. So all is going on well here, guys, and they are looking much more stronger now. We still continue keeping an eye on them, that they shouldn't be so choked up together, as they might get suffocated. Some might even become lame, guys, maybe broken leg and things like that. You just want to keep an eye from time to time. Go into your brooder and see what is happening, and also see what is happening with the temperature, because their reaction is due to the temperature. They are just simply reacting to the temperature of your pen or your brooder. When they get so close together, it tells us that they are cold. The temperature isn't good enough. When you see them at the extreme of the brooder or the pen, it means it's too hot. So put all of this aspect together, and you are on your way on a better brooding management. I hope you found some value. Leave me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, turn on bell notification on.